Hello, everybody. We are back for another episode of Movies, Music, and Middle Age. This is Matt with Jordan, as always. Say hello, Jordan.
Hi, hi, everybody. I keep trying to think of a good thing,
He's
but I've shit the bed every time.
he's
So,
trying for
hello.
something witty every week, folks, and he has. Maybe
I,
after 20 episodes, you'll finally realize you don't have anything.
I'm surprised it took me so long to
All
realize.
right, Jordan has something you want to say before we get started, so I'll throw it back to you, Jordan. Go ahead.
A very, very serious moment. No, I just wanted to give a shout out to someone I used to work with who amazingly has known me for over 20 years and still uh, decides to speak with me. Um, my friend Nicole reached out to me to let us know how much she enjoys listening to the podcast, and it helps with her long commute. So I wanted to give her a shout out. So,
Oh, thank you so
well,
much, Nicole, for listening. We appreciate that. Thank you
and
so much.
and a quick thing. The reason why I'm still surprised that she talks to me is because when we worked together, I somehow convinced her that I never had a Christmas tree because I was poor. So she was going to get a Christmas tree for me and was trying to get the coworkers together to get one,
Poor,
and told
poor
my boss,
Jordan, poor Jordan with a name that would not convince anybody he needs a
yeah,
tree as his last
um,
name.
was
I stopped myself. You almost did not.
I almost did. I went too
Yeah.
far.
Okay. Well,
Anyway,
thank you,
she,
Nicole, for listening. We appreciate it. We are sincerely glad that there are people out there who enjoy listening to us. It does. Speaking for myself and for Jordan, it means a lot to us. So we appreciate it,
yeah,
and we are glad you're listening. We hope you keep listening, and I'll throw this to you. Please feel free to comment and say anything you want on
yes,
any of the episodes whenever you get around to it. So, okay. With that being said, thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Nicole. We appreciate it. We are going to be talking. Just going to say it this week because people can read the title. We are going to be talking about the 1999 film Dogma. In my opinion, the best film from Kevin Smith, but that's subjective. The fourth film from Kevin Smith, and in my opinion, the best film from Kevin Smith. Sorry,
best,
and New Jersey's own everybody. So give it up for that.
yes. Give it up for Kevin Smith. Kevin, my my introduction to Kevin Smith is one for the ages. I was introduced this. I don't know if I ever told you this. I was introduced to Kevin Smith. I moved to New Jersey in '94, and my dad and I went to Blockbuster,
Okay. Oh,
and
I think I know where this is going. Go
he
ahead. Yeah.
he we picked up this little movie that mentioned from made in New Jersey. Like, let's watch Clerks, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
let's just say
How many? How many?
awkward movie for my father
How
to
many?
watch with his son, who
Yeah.
was 12 years old at the time. So,
Yeah, well, you got to ask the questions at some point.
yeah.
Yeah, New
Dad, what's a
Jersey's own.
snowball?
So, son, it's something you, when you get a lot of snow outside, you roll it up into a ball and you throw it at something. Yeah, let's just move on. But I guess talking about Kevin Smith in the movie arena is the kind of same as like talking about Bruce Springsteen. I mean, there are a ton of famous actors, musicians from New Jersey, but I'm sure there are, right? But off the top of my head, I can't think of a lot of famous directors from New Jersey, but I could be wrong, and maybe it's late and I can't think of any other ones. But can you think of any other famous
You
directors
put
from
me
New Jersey?
at
I
least
mean, on the
not,
spot, if you can't, you can't. I can't
um,
think off the top of my head.
not off the spot, but I will say that when you think of, there are certain directors that when you hear their name, you think of where they're from, like
Yes.
Spike Lee, New
Yeah.
York,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Kevin Smith, New Jersey. So if you were to say,
Yep.
quick New Jersey director, I think most people say Kevin
Yeah,
Smith.
I would agree with that. I would agree. Yeah, yeah. Name right. I think he'd be the top name on the list. But anyway, yeah. Not to go on a whole dissertation here about New Jersey directors. So this movie made $45 million, which does not sound like a lot, but it was made on a $10 million budget, so it's a pretty decent return. And I mean, I knew this, right? So yeah, I'll jump around here, but there's a great cast in this movie. I mean, I haven't watched this in a long time, to be fair. And I mean, I knew the big ones, right? But Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and Linda Fiorentino, right? But Salma Hayek, Jason Lee, Alan Rickman, Chris Rock. I forgot there was a cameo from Janine Garofalo.
Yeah. George
Um,
Carlin.
the late the late great George Carlin, who I was actually lucky
Yes.
enough to see before in person at a do a stand up before he passed. And of course, a sincere one of my favorites, Alanis Morissette. There's a lot of big people in this movie.
Yes. Yeah. It's a
Which I'm
star-studded
surprised I
cast.
got them all, but that's another. It is. It
Eh,
really. It sincerely is, right? Not a
For
joke.
19
No
for
sarcasm. There's
1999,
a
that
lot
was
of
a
big names in this
star-studded
movie.
cast.
Well, yeah, not for 2026, but there's
Yes.
still some stars in that list, but not as many. I vividly remember. Do you remember this at all? I do remember this. You were a little bit younger than me, right? But I remember the controversy about this movie on TV before it came out. Do you remember? Do you remember it all? Seeing it on the news? I do. I'm just curious if you
I
did.
I don't remember. I mean, I remember it now because I went through a very large Kevin Smith phase in the 90s.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
that I
At
knew the
12,
fact
starting at
that
12.
this starting at 12. This is
The
hilarious.
explanation for Snowball is just
Explanation
sealed it
for
for you.
explanation for probably part of my sense of humor. I was still in that
People
malleable
do that.
phase.
If you're lucky. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. The joke. Go on. Go on. Sorry. Yeah. So you were aware
I
because you're
know.
a Kevin Smith fan.
Yes. So I need some Chuli's gum for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, I was aware that I was aware that at one point I believe he actually was
I know where you go.
picketing
He
his
joined the protesters.
he joined the
Yeah.
protest,
Yeah. Yeah. He
which I
he
think is great.
joined the protesters. This movie sucks. That is true. That's a fact. I thought it was funny because I mean this happens in other with other things too, right? But I thought it was funny because I remember they were protesting. This was a big thing that made me laugh. They were protesting before it came out. They're like, "This, we're protesting something that hasn't been released yet, right?
Yes.
Which leads to number to letter right, letter B, right, or number two, whatever you want to do, right? How can you protest something if you haven't seen it, right? All these people were protesting. No one had seen it. Obviously,
Sounds par
you
for
know,
the course for the particular
yeah,
group that was
yeah, for
protesting.
the particular, yes, part of the course, but. I feel like I mean I was already into Kevin Smith at that point anyway, but even if I wasn't, I feel it had that cliche effect of the people protesting just made more people want to see it, I think, right? Where they said it had the opposite effect. It
Yeah,
wasn't
you
turning
had the
people
people
away.
who wanted to see it because the protests made them believe
Correct.
that it was like a counterculture thing. And then you had other people
Correct.
wanting to see it because it was just like, well, if it's just a big hubbub, I want to know what all the hubbub's about,
Correct.
kind
Correct.
of
Because the
situation,
people
which worked out pretty well, I'd imagine.
yeah, yeah, and I would say the people who were protesting were not going to see it anyway, so it's not like they lost. None
Yeah.
of those people were on the fence. I
Although-
was going to see Kevin Smith, but then they told me not to, so I just didn't go. Those people weren't going anyway,
Yes, I couldn't
right?
see it.
So,
It was too much Bible study class
yeah, so much
that
fun.
have no time.
The people who were, yeah, they probably helped that money, that movie make more money than it would have. But I do remember seeing that on, I don't know, like ABC or NBC or something like
Yeah.
new this week in New
And
Jersey.
and
Do
honestly,
you
I
remember?
still
Oh, go
don't
ahead.
know what there was nothing. Now, I think we've already
You're
discussed
jumping.
this
Oh, go
earlier
ahead.
on
Yep.
here. I don't really know what there was to protest
I
in the
agree. I
end.
agree. I do. Yeah, I do want to come back to that theme because I had that in my notes. I don't really know what they're. Well, yeah. I mean, I'll just say it right. I think they were just, certain people told them they should protest this, and then certain people decided to just agree with what other people told them to do and protested without having any
Yes.
idea what they were protesting. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We'll come back to this. I do want to come back to that. I'm not skipping over it. But do you remember where you saw this movie for the first time? I do, but I want to hear if you do first before I talk about it.
No, it was probably rented. That would be my
It
guess.
wasn't as
I'm
memorable as your Clerks experience.
It was not as memorable as my Clerks experience. No, there was
It was not. I
very,
okay.
very awkward Clerks experience.
Yeah.
So,
Well, but then at that age, maybe. Anyway, I remember vividly seeing this in the movies with my friends. I was old enough to see it in the movies. I didn't get, I mean, the 99, yeah, 99. I mean, depending on what month, I was either 18 or 19. So I was old enough to see this in the movies without having anybody to drop me off. But we were all big. I mean, I think there were about 6 or 7 of us. It wasn't a small group. We were all, oh, Dogma's out. Dogma's out. Oh my God, it's amazing. I do remember seeing this. I think I remember where I saw it, but nobody cares about that. But
no
okay,
one.
time for trivia. I have a trivia question for you if you're ready
Oh
for it.
boy.
You ready for the challenge?
Yeah,
Okay.
46.
Wh- wh- which there's only one scene in the entire movie that was actually filmed in New Jersey. Do you know what scene it was?
Um, I know that it wasn't the church because the church was
It
not
was not
in
the
New
church.
Jersey. It was not the church in Red Bank, New Jersey. Um, I'm
Use
gonna
context
guess
clues.
probably the abortion clinic, maybe. I'm wrong.
No,
God damn
the
it.
very, very beginning of the movie where the triplets attack, well, John Doe,
Oh,
God,
Asbury Park,
on
duh.
the
Ah,
boardwalk. I'll just say
I
fucking idiot.
I guess I have to leave the state now.
Yeah, that was filmed so in the very beginning for sorry, for
No
people out there
shit.
listening. Yeah. When they
Good
attack,
God.
well, God, right, on the boardwalk in the beginning of the movie on the boardwalk, that was Asbury Park, New Jersey, before it was before gentrification came in and made eight hundred
Where
thousand
you
dollars.
could be stabbed by three
And no
kids
one
with
would
hockey
know.
sticks in broad daylight, and no one would
Now,
know
yeah. Now you have to go at least a couple blocks in for that to happen. But yes,
if you
that's the
could
only
pay for
scene
the
in the movie.
parking.
Parking is pretty reasonable in Asbury Park. Actually, all kidding aside, yeah, yeah. So yes, the only scene in the movie, folks, filmed in New Jersey, was in the very beginning on the boardwalk. Okay, before we jump into the meat of the movie, the bones, if you will, do you want to say anything before we jump into the movie? Anything else you want to jump out? Any more shout outs? Any other fun recollections from this movie?
Um, no, I don't. I don't. I think this movie gave me. There are parts in it. There are lines in it that I'm like, oh shit, I haven't thought about this in forever.
Yes, I agree with
Um,
that. I have a lot that I was like, oh
including
my.
Chris Rock waking up on the train. I'm like, I'm like, that's he did say poopy trim, didn't he? It was-
I think
So that part, I'm like, oh shit, I used to say that all the time. I
there
can't
were
believe I forgot about that.
I did. So it's funny you say that because the first note that I had was about I completely sincerely forgot about the disclaimer when the movie's starting, right? It's black. I forgot. It wasn't like, oh, I forgot. I knew it was there and I forgot lines. I forgot that even it came
It
on. I'm like,
started.
what the?
Yeah,
So I put it on. I mean, it lasted about a second and a half at the most, but for an instant, I thought, did I put the right movie on? Like, what am I watching? And I said, oh, I forgot this was in the movie. The disclaimer before the movie about God
very
has a
good.
sense of humor. Look at the platypus, and then
Sorry
this.
about Tards to the
Yeah,
Platypus
yeah,
people.
yeah. They didn't mean to offend the platypus enthusiasts. I said, oh my God, this is so good. This is genius. That part I forgot. And then I think there were right. There were three or four different right. There's the
It
platypus,
was
and then there was something.
apologizing for the platypus. And then I think maybe was it just apologizing for the movie in general? I'm trying to,
Yeah, yeah. It was like they kept apologizing for apologizing. And it was
yes,
just a cycle of we apologize. We didn't mean to offend you, but if we offended you, we apologize. If we've apologized because we offended you, it just
yes.
kept going in this like loop of apology. But yeah, I did forget that was there.
It made me wonder, like, was that obviously not having the memory, was that something that was part of the original release? Was that a
Yes,
DVD
yes, yes,
release?
yes, yeah. No, 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 no. I no. It was 100% in the movie because it was one of those strange things where I forgot, but then the second when I finally realized, oh, I know what this is, I instantly was transported back to. I remember seeing that in the movies and seeing that, and my friends were, oh, this is hilarious. We immediately that made us laugh, right? So I that memory came rushing back out of nowhere, forgetting about it for whatever 18 years or whatever it was. I forgot a lot about. So you kind of touched upon this too, right? I forgot a lot about this movie. I forgot George Carlin as the Cardinal, and he is
That I remembered.
George Carlin is also perfect as the Cardinal because for those of you who are too young or live under a rock, George Carlin is a hardcore atheist. So,
Yes.
him taking the role. I understand he's an actor, right? I'm not an idiot. I'm just saying, but it's there's obviously a little bit of humor to that, right? Hey, you're a complete atheist. Do you want to play the Cardinal? Was it Glick?
Yes.
Cardinal
And
Glick?
yes. And it played it so perfectly. I'm trying to like, I'm like, I can't believe I didn't take down any of his
Catholicism. Wow.
quotes. Catholicism, wow. I rolled with the people who had Buddy Christ on their dashboard in their car. Like
Gee,
that's
was that a thing? I always wanted one
yes,
of those.
yes, it was. It was
I
because I took the holy pilgrimage to Red Bank at one point. I went to Quick Stop.
You went
So I was there.
20
I went
miles to Red Bank.
a little bit
The
further
holy,
than
the
that, but
holy pilgrimage. It's
I
15
made
miles
the
on the
holy
parkway.
pilgrimage to on 35
Yeah.
to to see the Quick Stop. It was between that and the Jersey Shore. So yes,
Okay.
um, so yeah, I never had Buddy Christ myself, but I did know people who had
His
Buddy Christ on their dashboard.
his thumbs up, giving the thumbs up. Isn't he? He's got one hand, I think, as a thumbs up, right? He's pointing with the other hand, like
He's
doing like
point,
the
yes, one, yeah,
yeah,
it's like,
and he's
hey,
winking. He's
yes,
winking.
he's winking.
Jesus
Big
Christ! And it
smile.
rise from the dead to give us the willies.
The Willies.
And the wow has the exclamation point, which is just
Yes.
yeah. I don't know why.
Very,
Yeah.
very 90s looking like the wow.
Catholicism, wow, with the bright colors. Yeah, yeah. The Buddy Christ, yeah, Buddy Christ, yeah.
Buddy Christ. Yeah.
That that was a great
Everyone loves
scene.
Buddy Christ.
I feel like the Buddy Christ and Jobu need to go on my desk.
That's probably where anyone who was protesting this movie saw that and were like, we're done. And
But they
honestly,
processed it before it came out. How did they know the
well,
buddy code?
that
They got
maybe they
behind. They had an
was he
insider.
on the
They had a
the
rat.
cover on the poster?
I don't think so. I
Because it
think it
is
was.
funny to me too, because if that was one of the uh, issues, I guess later on, after the movie came out, people knew that Buddy Christ existed,
Was
and
this?
thank God that he does. But
What-
I'm just wondering if like if you didn't get past that service, because this is a I think for a guy who says himself that he just tells a bunch of dick and fart jokes,
Yeah, yeah,
pretty
yeah.
deep theological movie when you get down to the if you really want to dig
Oh
deep
yeah.
into
Oh
this.
yeah.
I mean, it goes beyond Snoochie Boochies. Um,
Yes, yes. Yeah, I do want to get to that. I mean, we could jump. I'm going to come back to. I do agree with you 100% on that. I
we
did
could
have much to say about that.
jump around, jump around, and
Jump
get
up, jump
down.
and get down.
Yes,
I forgot even watch this. How many movies Kevin Smith has made with Ben Affleck? Do you know how many? First of all, do you know how many movies just off the top of your head? Do you know how many movies? You have to name one. How many do you think they've
I
done
don't know
together?
how many
I counted.
movies that he's made, but I know he made Jersey Girl, Dogma.
Hmm.
He
Hmm.
made Chasing Amy. He
Hmm.
was in Mallrats.
Hmm.
Um, he was not in Clerks, obviously, and he was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
There's
He was
seven.
in uh, the Jay and Silent Back Return, Jay and Silent Bob Return, the sequel to the other
Yeah, yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I forget the name too, but I know.
Um,
Yeah, Strike Back, wasn't it? Strike Back.
Strike Back, yeah, Jay and
Yeah.
Silent Bob Strike Back. Um, no, and then there was another one. They made one years later. It's actually not
Oh,
newer,
yeah, yeah. I know
but
what
I
you
don't
mean.
remember the name of it. But he was also in that one as well, playing uh, Holden, I believe.
They,
So it was a
m-
lot together.
yeah, they did seven movies. I wanted to make sure. I was like, is it eight? Is it 10? Is it five? It's seven movies. You had, I think, all of them. But they met during the audition for Mallrats. I didn't know if they knew each other beforehand because I know they had some kind of work relationship too with Good Will Hunting and things like that. But um,
That's
first
where
off,
he liked to have sex with women in uncomfortable places.
what? You
What, the
lost
back
me
of a
at.
Volkswagen?
Oh,
No.
sorry. I thought we were talking about actually Ben Affleck for a second. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yes, I'm sorry.
I
Yes,
mean, he
sorry,
might
folks.
like to have sex in the back of a Volkswagen. I don't know, but that was his
Um,
Mallrats character.
I think starting off with first, I mean, finally talking about the movie here, but you touched on this already, right? But I know it's sort of a Kevin Smith calling card, but the dialogue in this movie is so good. It's
It
so
always
good.
is. It always is.
Yeah,
That
but
whole
this is like the
the scene, just you know what you're getting. That was like 90s Kevin Smith. You know what you're getting right from jump after the credits with
I
the
don't think his
disclaimer. You
dialogue
have the
got
conversation with Loki and the nun.
yes, 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 yes,
It's just
yes.
so good.
Yeah, I think this. I think, in my opinion, I think this is the best dialogue of any of his movies, and I also think this is the best cast of his any of his movies, in my opinion. I don't know if you
Uh,
agree about the dialogue or the
uh,
cast,
uh,
but I really do. There's so many great
that's
exchanges in this movie.
it, don't put me on the
It's not a
spot.
trick
I can't
question. It's
say
just
it.
an opinion.
It's
It's
I
just
know.
no
You
one's
did
gonna like.
ask if I agreed.
We're not
I'm
gonna
like,
prove
I
it
feel like
later,
my
like with
head
a scientific test or anything. We're just. It's
haven't.
just an
I'll put my
not that deep.
abacus back.
As the kids
I'll,
say, it's not that deep, Jordan.
it's
But
AF.
the airport, right? The airport is the great scene. Or what's the line? He says, right, he's talking to the non. Matt Damon is talking to the non. Basically, there's no God. He's trying to convince her there's no
Yeah.
God, right?
Yes.
He says, and then I'm sorry, and then Ben Affleck talks. He shows him the article, and they're gonna get back into heaven. And
I
he
thought you're
says,
going even back further, where it's like, you have sat in his presence.
"Oh
You
yeah,
know for an empirical
you
fact that
know
he
for a
exists.
fact that he exists." No,
You
but he
have been
says
in his presence.
he says, I love the exchange where he's like, we're gonna go on a killing, a good old fashioned killing spree, and he says, our last 4 days on Earth, what are we gonna do, right? And he says, if I'd had a dick, I'd go get laid. He's like, let's do the next best thing, kill people, and then the woman
He
spits out the
spits
drink.
out her
He's like,
soda.
oh no,
Oh,
not
not.
you.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't know what I forgot about that line, and that's like right, that's the opening scene.
They're
The whole
so
airport.
they're I guess after years of not watching the two of them together to rewatch this movie and just
And they're
the
so young.
chemistry that they have together, it's
Yeah,
just you forget sometimes just how just
happy he was
easy.
before J-Lo got his hooks in him?
God damn it. God,
Before
the kid,
J-Lo sucked the soul out
who
of Ben
knew?
Affleck?
Who knew when we saw that dancer in Live in Color that one day she would destroy Ben Affleck?
He was so happy. I never seen. I don't think he
So
smiled so
just
much,
he, she took him away from Jennifer Garner,
and then took
destroyed
him
him,
back, and then destroyed him twice. She's like,
destroyed him.
I'm have to.
Oh,
She didn't
not
finish the
even
job.
once,
She
not even
just
once,
she
two
destroyed
times.
poor Ben Affleck
Oh,
twice. He what is he
she made him
walks
get
out
a
with it.
made him get a phoenix tattoo on his entire back, and you just see him so happy here in Dogma.
He was so. I mean, this is only 2 years. I would looked it up because Good Will Hunting was 97. This is only 2 years later. I mean, I think they had to have been in their 20s still in this movie, right? I'm gonna look
But
it up
their
real
back
quick.
and forths are excellent from their entire arc,
27.
the
Yeah.
entire arc
Yes.
of Loki and Bartleby.
100%.
Absolutely fantastic. And
They're
the two of
almost
them play it off so well because they know each other. So the fact that you watch it instantly, like they obviously have chemistry and it
yes.
shines
Yeah. Well, they're
so bright.
genuine friends in real
And that's
life.
my
Right,
point.
right,
Like
right,
they
right.
just sit there and it's like, yeah, they're fantastic.
You
Like
feel
the
like you're
mo
just watching two people. Right. Well, in this case, they've known each other for what, like thousands of years in the movie, right? But yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
you that
But
works in their favor.
and that's what happens when you put Kevin Smith's dialogue in the mouths of people who just know each other and just get each other and then you just own it
I
completely.
think I, I didn't put this is not my notes. It just popped in my head now, but I almost feel like and listen, Jay and Silent Bob are in this movie, yes, but they have a much smaller role. But I almost feel like you could possibly make the argument that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck kind of take the honorary, like they're for this movie, they almost take their place of like the two main characters who are just kind of riffing off each other. I know
Yeah,
Jay, I mean, Silent Bob doesn't talk, right? But I'm just saying they're almost like the two
Jay and Silent Bob very much played almost a
secondary
I'm
role,
gonna
kind
I'm
of
gonna get deep. I'm gonna get deep here. I thought about it
deep.
because I have my degree in English, but they played very much a Shakespearean fool in this,
Yes,
where
yes,
they
yes,
were
yes.
there for a couple of bawdy lines. They helped move the plot every so often. Um, they shit on power, with Jay and his wonderful profanity-laced greeting to God before she booped him.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Or kissed him on the cheek.
yeah.
She booped Bethany. Um, but yeah, they were very much, again, not to get too deep by calling Jay and
Jay,
Silent Bob
Jay
Shakespearean type of
has
characters, but it's true.
Jay has one of my favorite lines in this whole movie. I'm just gonna say, I'll go out of order here. When they're in the diner, and he says, "What is it? I feel like I'm Han Solo, you're Chewie, she's Ben Kenobi. We're in that fucked
That
up
fucked
bar."
up.
It's the way he hits it. The line will be funny anyway, but he fucked up bar. Like he
Yes.
emphasizes it so
So
hard.
he hits it. The way he hits
It's
it is
perfect.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
That is New Jersey delivery. That
Yeah, yeah,
fucked
that's
up
it.
bar.
And they're in that fucked up bar. Or how Jason Lee is obsessed with Central Air. I can't remember. He's like, no, no pleasure is so great as Central Air.
Yes, as
I,
he sits there and
yeah, just
no,
takes
no
his hat
sin
off.
too pure. Oh, I can't remember what it was. I
Yeah, I
used to
can't
say it
remember the
all the
way. Yeah,
time.
yeah.
All the
No,
time I
no
would say it.
rapture, no pleasure is so great as Central Air. I can't. I'm butchering it, but and I also love how Alan Rickman plays the character of Metatron as he's basically everything kind of annoys him. He's low key annoyed at
He is
everything. He's
annoyed.
like, oh, I have to be here. He plays it like it's 4:30 on a Friday, and somebody just asked him to put a report together
He
to get
got
to the
he
boss
got a
before he has to
Teams
leave at
message
five.
real quick,
Yeah,
and he's
it
like,
seems. Hey, you
"Oh,
got? Can you talk real quick? Can
it's
you
like
talk real quick? I need
I'm
Q1 numbers by 5 o'clock before you leave. I know it'll take you 45 minutes. That's
you
how he plays the
always
whole movie.
douse someone with retarded chemicals."
Oh, when you mean what is it, like the wings? The wings didn't
Yes,
give it away. How do you know? How do I know you're really an angel? I mean, aside from the wings,
the
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 impressive
impressive
wingspan. Yeah,
wingspan.
aside from the impressive wingspan.
What is it with you people? I always think we're here to. I don't want to
Oh,
say it.
yeah, 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 yeah,
He
yeah. Well,
pulls down
yeah,
his
yeah.
pants and he's like,
I couldn't do it
"I'm
even
as
I wanted to. Yeah.
I'm as anatomically correct as a Ken doll."
And I even when she says she doesn't understand, he's like he says, "Oh, I'm the Metatron, right?" And she's like, basically, who are you, right? I don't understand what the Metatron is. And he almost does like a
It's not
the
the
Metatron
damn.
acts as the voice of God. He's like, yeah,
Anytime someone has
like,
spoken to the God, they've actually spoken to me or to themselves.
but he says it like he's not. Like, okay, here we go again. The Metatron. He's almost like he's reading it from instructions. Like, okay, step one says, attach panel A to panel B. He's like, the Metatron acts as the voice of God. Anytime,
He's so he's so good. He's so good.
he is.
Looks
He is
godlike, lonely, but
lonely,
funny.
funny, great sense
Great
of
sense of
humor.
humor. God,
And
I
he has.
miss him so much.
I know,
It's
I know, I really do miss Alan Rickman. He was a great actor. I did forget about the, I mean, it's such a minor detail. It's not even important at all. It's a throwaway thing, but the bit about how he has to spit the alcohol out every time he
yes,
takes
yes. All
it's, it
because
just,
Bartleby got him drunk.
yeah.
Got
Oh yeah.
Loki
Well,
drunk.
there's a whole
And
backstory. Yeah. Yeah.
yes,
But I'm like, I forgot that was there. And, yeah, yeah. He has
every
to,
scene he was in, he owned. It was him.
or
It was
his
just
I mean, that's almost every movie he's in, to be honest with you. That's like sort of his call. That's, if Kevin Smith's calling card is dialogue, Alan Rickman's calling card is just being the best actor in the movie he's in. I love how he also tried to sneak in a bit about he's explaining to her what her mission is, right? He's like, stop a
yes.
couple of angels from sneaking. What? Stop a couple of angels
Oh,
from
do I have
sneaking,
to? I have to
thus
repeat my.
negating all existence. But he tried to like
Yes,
angels. He tried to
yes.
sneak it in there, like she wouldn't,
God,
ask
do I
him.
have to explain everything to you people?
We should do a whole episode on Alan Rickman because he was just a phenomenal actor. And
Yes.
in the best Christmas movie of all time. If you haven't heard our episode on Die Hard, go back and listen to it. But
I thought
anyway,
you were gonna love Actually, but okay. My
what
apologies.
I want to ask what your thoughts are on the movie, but we'll go on a 40-minute rabbit hole, so I won't
No,
ask about
can't
it.
do it.
It's very problematic, certain scenes. There's a whole story about how Kevin Smith. Have you heard this about how I'm sorry, Kevin Smith told Jason Mewes how he actually had the gist of it is he basically told him you actually have to attempt to act for real in this movie,
Yeah,
be a
it
real
was the
actor.
first
Have you?
time.
Yeah, have
No,
you
I
heard that?
never. I
Yeah, he
haven't,
told.
because up till now he's been he's been himself in Clerks. I think
Yeah,
everyone was pretty much close to that
yeah, I would
in
agree with that.
Clerks, except for the people who were, you know, trying to be actors at the time. Um,
Thespians.
but yes, that with the um,
Yeah, Thespian sounds like a alien race in Star Trek. It's the Klingons, the
yes,
Romulans, and the Thespians.
yeah,
They just a
oh,
horrible joke. That's so
that
bad. But
is
yeah,
so bad.
so
That
he
was
told him, yeah, he told him like, listen, Alan Rickman, Alan Rickman's not a joke. This is a
yes.
Shakespearean stage actor. You have to act for real. Supposedly, whether it's true or not, whether it's exaggeration, but the story is also that Jason Mewes, memorized the entire script because he wanted to be prepared to not piss Alan Rickman off. So whether it's
Uh,
true or not, who knows? But yeah, he did
it's
tell
pretty
him.
good. Pretty good
I
bit
don't
of
know how
trivia if it's
people.
true.
I don't know how people do that. I did as a quick aside, complete tangent here, but I saw Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves do it's like a five man play. They did Waiting for Godot in New York,
Oh
and
God. Don't make me go down a list of I'm such a nerd with this stuff. I
well,
love
so
that
they
play.
the
Love it,
point
love
the
it,
point
love
that I
it,
was gonna
love it,
make
love it.
is I saw it only a couple months ago, and I had to stop myself 10 times from thinking this thought was in my head. I'm not exaggerating, probably about 15 times. Every 5 minutes, how the hell did they memorize all of this freaking
Ah,
dialogue? It's 2 hours
love
and
it.
change. And I'm like, how did you do this? Yeah, anyway, sorry.
And
So
then you
I guess
realize
it's
that you could
possible.
probably sit here and quote the entirety of
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So that's how
Yes.
you do it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. When when Loki and Bartleby are on the bus, it has
You
has
just shoot them right in the face. I think
it
what was
has
that Scott that's Scott Mosier, the partner with Kevin Smith. I forgot, I
it
think he was
has
the producer or something.
I don't
Because he always throws
remember.
his people in there.
I just know it has your favorite line when he says, "Oh,
Ah,
an adult." Do
the
you want to say it? I won't
crush.
ruin it. Do you want to say the
I
favorite?
mean, I'm not gonna get the whole lot. Oh,
Yes.
this from the guy who thought Crush Groove was gonna be E.T. the in
No,
the
no.
with the
It's your line. You're supposed to. This from
I
the guy who still owes me $12, or which would be the bigger movie,
yes,
E.T. or
yes.
Crush Groove? He's like, you know what, man? Fuck
My
you.
line is
Time will tell on
time will
that one.
tell. Yes. I just like throwing I like throwing Crush Groove out there. I also
Crush
like
Groove,
throwing to anything that has a sequel. I like to call it Electric Boogaloo. Those are my two
electric,
go-tos. It's like, oh, do you
electric.
see Clerks 2, Electric Boogaloo? I mean, it's not the name of, but
And Chris Rock. does have a great introduction in this movie too when he falls out of the sky. He has one of my favorite lines, which I will not be saying on this podcast, when
But someone owes him $12.
Bethany
Before
asks him if she knew Jesus. If he knew Jesus, I'm not going to say it. If you want like the movie,
knew
you
him.
know what it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jesus owe me $12, $8, whatever it was. The 13th apostle.
And
I
that's
don't
a
know how.
great. He also has some really with the line of, and that's the problem. A black man can steal your stereo, but he can't be your Lord and Savior.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
That
yeah, yeah, yeah.
was, I
And the
mean,
Bible.
I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll piss some people off, but all I'll say is they were in the Middle East. That's all I'm gonna say.
I love
You
Chris Rock. I've seen him do
you do
stand
the
up,
math.
honestly.
You
He's
do the math.
he's hilarious. How did they get everybody in this movie? There's no way anybody got their standard rate, salary wise, for this movie. I feel like it was a lot of favors done, if I'm being honest.
I mean, this was during, if we want to get honest, this was during the weird Miramax Weinstein days. So I don't want to know how that creeping piece of shit
Well, I think the
figured.
only one I don't think, yeah, I don't think Kevin Smith had to worry about that. Maybe that was
No.
his
In
thing.
fact, Kevin Smith showed himself to be such a good guy by making sure that this movie was kind of like it's been impossible to get if you didn't already own
Yeah,
it
yeah, 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 yeah. It was
because
that
he
a
didn't want Miramax to getting any money because of that despicable uh, creature.
I think you're talking about the Golgotha. No, I'm just kidding.
Same thing, both
I
shit
think this
demons.
Harvey Weinstein and the Golgotha are synonymous. I
And we
think
haven't
this,
even talked about Salma Hayek, but probably the less we talk about her, the better for just my sake.
yeah, for your sake, for the sake of Jordan's marriage. Uh,
No, no, no. If anyone's listening, it's fine.
no, it's fine. Simon Hayek is horrible and disgusting. I'm just kidding. Um, the movie,
What
the
a
movie.
troll.
Yeah, I think the movie scene is one of my favorites in the movie when they're at movie. And I was gonna say Matt Damon. Ben Affleck is going around doing his
Flew to Thailand to have the
on the
lemon
company
year.
plane.
Oh
Yeah, the
boy.
10-year-old boy, Mr. Brace, disowned his gay son. Very compassionate, Mr. Brace.
Yeah. And you,
You
the things that you have done, I can't even utter them out loud.
you have, yeah, you're his father. You sick fuck. Your crimes are so horrible. I can't even mention them aloud. He just whispers in his ear.
Yes.
And he goes, you forgot Movie Magazine. I can't believe you forgot the magazine.
All lines are currently down. I was like, okay, that's it. You're done.
I don't believe in. Oh, my friend has a penchant for the dramatic.
You didn't say bless you when I
You are an
sneezed.
innocent, but you didn't see God bless you. You didn't say God bless you when I sneezed. Loki. Yeah, but yeah, that whole scene at movie headquarters is hilarious, with him chopping the onions and things like that. I also loved a bit when they go to see Jordan's least favorite actress in the world, Salma Hayek.
Mm.
And he finds out she is serendipity, but she does a bit about
Candy girl,
yeah, no,
one
yes,
moment.
he does a bit about I was responsible for 19 of the top 20 highest grossing movies of
Yeah,
all time. The
someone
one
sold their
like
soul to
what
the
was
devil for
19?
that one.
The one with the kids and the robbers trying to break in. You're like, ah, someone
Uh,
sold their souls to Satan
uh,
for that piece of shit.
yeah, she- she's so good. That was so, yes, that's another great line.
That is a
Another
right, but
dig
that's
at
what I'm
Home
saying.
Alone.
That is a cl It's funny that he threw that line in there because I'm pretty sure. I mean, they make this is not my notes at all. I'm just kind of going off the top of my head here, but in the movie they talk about, they did that whole bit about like, oh yeah, Sherman, Illinois, and John Hughes,
Yes,
and
yes,
I
yes,
think Kevin
yes.
Smith is a legit Kevin Hughes fan, right? I mean, he's an '80s kid. He's
John,
younger,
yeah, I'm
older
sure
than us.
he's, yeah, I'm sure he's into
I
John.
don't think that
Yeah,
was an
that's why
actual
it was
rip
on
on.
purpose.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm saying I don't think it was an actual John Hughes rip. I think it was just to be funny.
No,
I think he was a
no.
big, um,
How
oh
can you
God, I
not
say
be?
Kevin Smith, John Hughes fan. We should do Kevin. God, I'm jumping. I can't even keep track. We should do a John Hughes movie at some point. We haven't done one yet. I don't know how we haven't
So we
done.
can find the most obnoxious one possible.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of like one of
the most of
his bad ones. We could watch. Oh, I'm not gonna watch Castaway. Can't make me.
Castaway. What are you
Yes,
talking about?
isn't he?
John Hughes?
Oh,
Are
John
you on
Hughes.
drugs?
I was thinking Chris Columbus. Sorry, John
No,
Hughes.
no.
I
And
don't know how I
Castaway is
got there.
Robert Zemeckis. You are.
Oh
I don't
my
know
God.
what you've been. You are like all over the place
Where
here.
the
We are going
fuck
off the
is
rails here, folks. John
Back to
Hughes,
Dogma.
John Hughes and Chris
Castaway, yes.
Columbus bring
John.
you Castaway,
Oh my
starring
God.
Judd Nelson.
Oh my God, my
Castaway,
brain isn't working. Yes,
Castaway,
John
starring Judd
Hughes.
Nelson and Emilio
Jen
Estevez.
as
Okay, we're
Wilson. Okay, sorry.
as Wilson, Emilio Estevez as Wilson. I'm sorry. Okay, we got to get back on track here because we are like
Oof.
losing our minds. Okay. Anyway, yes, Serendipity, Salma Hayek. That was a great scene for many reasons. But I want to say this, and I don't like to do this, but I had to bring this up because I really did notice this when I rewatched it last week. But the scene with the Golgothan does not work for me anymore. It doesn't hold up. I don't know. The movie is really, the dialogue is witty. It's really smart. It's very smart dialogue. It's not just
It's a
like crude
stupid
jokes and bathroom
scene.
humor. It's kind of
It's
you know what it is? It just sticks out. It sticks out, but not in a good way. In a bad way, I was like, oh, this is. It was almost cringe if I'm being honest. The Golgotha
they
scene.
probably could have cut that part out and not lost anything.
Yeah, yeah. I
Because it
mean, I
also seemed like they just didn't have, and I know that it was probably part of the humor when the Golgothan is beating up the guys and they just see their
yeah, yeah,
reactions to it
yeah,
happening because obviously they couldn't, I'm assuming the joke being they couldn't afford to actually show what they wanted to,
yeah, 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 yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
funny on its own. It also gave us great memes of Chris Rock's face that I use when he's watching, when someone says something stupid and I want to put a GIF up there. I'll throw that
Yeah,
up
yeah, yeah,
there,
yeah.
but
GIF. It's a
GIF,
GIF, but we'll call it
don't
if you
care.
want to call it a GIF. It's a GIF.
Oh, did you get
But
is it a giraffe?
listen, I grammatically it's GIF, but it's like cash or cachet. But anyway,
Don't
I
care.
don't.
Yes.
It
Anyway,
it just
continue.
doesn't. It doesn't work. I don't know. I hate to like. It's the only thing I'll shit on this movie about. I don't. That scene was like I couldn't wait for it. It made me uncomfortable watching it. I think when I was 18, I thought it was hilarious, but it doesn't. It just feels like it's from a different movie. The movie is such a up until that point, it's just witty dialogue, witty dialogue, witty dialogue, witty dialogue, and it's just like it feels like a scene that I'm not being funny. It feels like a scene that if I was hanging out with my other guy friends when I was in like middle school, let's rent a movie. I would, oh, the shit demon would come out. That's something like my
Yes.
12-year-old self
Yeah.
would have come up with. Um, versus the
Yes.
dialogue in this is amazing up until that point. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. I was just curious if you agreed or not.
I can't argue against that. I mean, like I said, I think it's
Okay.
something that could have been not
There's no
included.
Shakespearean comparison you want to make of the
I
shit
can't make
demon?
a Shakespearean comparison now. I can make a Shakespearean comparison, but apparently I can get three directors mixed up in 1 second.
Chris, I am not really Chris. If
Listen,
we
I
ever
wouldn't let
actually do an
myself.
episode on Castaway, the Chris Columbus um, Tom Hanks vehicle, the Castaway,
I need to write that. Directed
starring
by John
Molly
Hughes.
Ringwald. Yeah, Molly Ringwald as Tom Hanks's love interest. I got an idea for a movie too. I wonder if Hollywood will make it, starring Tom Hanks. Anyway, we'll come. The next scene with Ben Affleck, and so it jumps right. Here's another thing too, right? It's almost the next scene, basically, right? That it jumps from that the shit demon. They're on the train, and it's Ben Affleck when he's talking to Linda Fiorentino, and he doesn't know who she is at that point, right?
She doesn't
And
know who
he's
he is,
basically,
obviously. Yeah.
but that's almost the perfect counterpoint to what I'm trying to say, right? That is actually that's actually a really nice dramatic scene. It almost worked. Like, I mean, you forget you're watching a Kevin Smith movie. At least I did. I think it's like the acting in that scene is amazing. The dialogue is amazing, right? He's talking about why he lost his. It could almost be a serious dramatic piece
Why he
that they just
lost his
splice in this
faith and
movie.
why she lost her
Right. Why he lost
faith.
his. Yeah. Yeah. That was a great scene. I forgot about that. I was like, this is
And then when
actually a
Jane
real.
Silent Bob's smoking with Loki, smacking the table. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
It makes me think I'm jumping around here, but I'll come back to this. But when he goes, when Ben Affleck later, I forget what scene it is, he says basically he wants to kill everybody, and Matt Damon says something to the effect. It was like, he's like, those guys, Jane Silent Bob, those guys are all right. I
Yeah,
don't want to kill
yeah.
them.
Yes.
He's like, those guys are all right. They're pretty cool. Like,
It is funny how the two of them at the end
yeah,
uh,
yeah, 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 yeah,
switch
yeah.
courses there. But yeah,
But yeah,
the
no,
train
that
scene was
scene,
cool.
it
You
was
got
cool. Yeah,
James. You
no,
got Bob's one of his lines in the movie, uh, the homage to Indiana Jones.
oh, yeah, no ticket. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if people watching that, younger people watching it now, have any idea what that reference is.
But probably
We
not.
do. They're
I
like,
get
yeah,
it.
no, there's no ticket. Yeah, well, of course, because you're in the same age group. Yes, the no ticket, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade reference. But I thought it was a not to be whatever cliche or whatever, but it was almost it was that scene was almost as say touching, emotional. It was the most emotional, legitimate, close to emotional scene that I think Kevin Smith's ever done. Right? Because I don't know, I really believe what he was saying. I
I
really
mean,
believe that she
Chasing
the most. It was
Amy's
played straight. It was played straight. It was played pretty
Chasing
straight for
Amy's
this movie.
also
It was
played
played straight.
straight. So this may it might be I could say it's right up there. The second most touching. I think the other one being when Metatron is talking to Bethany about, can you imagine having to tell a 13-year-old boy, a scared 13-year-old boy, that he's the son of God and that he's going to die for everyone, laying that out to him when she's like
Right, right,
all
right,
all in despair, pretty much right after this scene in the train.
right.
Um, so
In
those
that
two scenes back to back, again, probably is the juxtaposition of the shit demon that came
right, but that's what I'm
not too
saying.
soon
Right, they don't
before.
belong in the same movie at all. You
No,
get that? I mean, this is a
no.
genuine. This is a straight. This is as straight as this movie is at any point, and it works. But you could almost take that premise and turn it into a whole other movie. Um, But yeah, yeah, that's and then, like you said, there's another solid scene in the parking garage when Ben Affleck basically loses his cool and switches sides, if you will, and just he wants to humans are treated better than we ever were. That's a pretty good scene. It's a good the dialogue is good. He
It's
plays it
it's
straight. It's not goofy Kevin Smith movie. It works on a
no,
dramatic level.
it's yeah, and again with the two actors delivering the lines and it's a lot of the things he has to say. At no point can you ever think to yourself that even the quote unquote bad guys, after maybe before uh, Ben Affleck is throwing people or dropping people just for fun out of the sky, but they have
Right.
legitimate
Beautiful,
gripes.
beautiful,
Legitimate gripes. He's been up there for like an hour. I don't even know how he's doing that. Oh,
beautiful big titted
take a
women just
step
don't fall out of
back.
the sky. But and here's what and I want to come back to this because we're gonna start wrapping up here. But I did want to come back to this. But you talked about this two things. I'll say one thing first, and then I'll bring up the second point. For a movie that a lot of people who haven't seen it, right, think for a lot of people think, oh, this movie mocks religion, even though they probably never seen it. This movie almost operates as a history lesson in a lot of ways,
I
like
mean, it
religion,
taught
right? I
me
mean, there's a
shit.
lot
I had
of
no idea about half this stuff. At least when I watched it. I mean,
well, there's a reason for a lot of that, but, but yeah,
there's a
yeah, but no,
second book.
yeah,
There's a
it's a
new
second.
one.
I thought the
Mine's
old
the
one
old
was
one.
the
I
old
thought
one.
that was the only one.
Mind blown. They wrote a sequel. Yeah, it's
They wrote a sequel
the
too.
New Testament, Electric Boogaloo.
Like the New Testament too. Electric Boogaloo. Yes.
The New Testament, Electric Boogaloo. Yeah. And
Is
then
there
yeah.
any
Anyway, no, but I mean,
skateboarding in the sequel?
there's a lot of I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm guessing Kevin Smith grew up going to like
Yes. Yeah.
Catholicism classes, but it almost feels like he did research, right? I mean, I don't know how much he remembered. I mean, some of that's etched in your brain, good or bad forever, right? But it feels like he really kind of went out of his way. Like I don't get the impression at any point that he was lazy. I almost feel like he went back and was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm not going to mock him. I'm not going to do certain things that mock this without having all his ducks in a row, if that makes sense.
And if anything, at no point does it really mock really any religion, right? I
Agreed.
mean,
I do.
the Rufus makes a very good point that, that there's no one religion and they all of them get it wrong. Um, none of them are obviously it leans heavily on the Catholicism with the fact
Yeah,
that
yeah,
there
yeah,
is
yeah. But that's
Jesus,
just, yeah.
but it doesn't really denounce any, unless you are the type of person who will lose their cool over a woman portraying
Right. Right.
God,
Yes.
which I'm sure there are many people uh, like that. They take pictures with their Oakleys on in their car and make that their profile pictures. Um,
They're Oakley. Yeah. Way
but
to identify a certain group of people. Yeah. Yeah.
but those people might not be happy to see a Canadian woman being God. But
She's
outside of
she's a
that,
woman and Canadian. Well,
God damn it!
nowadays, fucking Canadians,
Ah,
fucking
I mean,
warmonger Canadians.
listen, we beat them in so many hockey games this year. Even the Paralympics, we beat them. We went 3 for 3. They can't really
Oh my
come.
God. He went
That's
to the
their only
Paralympics.
sport.
They
What they do is hockey.
uh I
But anyway,
I
Alanis Morissette.
oh no, I mean, so all kidding aside, here's what I want to talk about, and you did bring it up super early, but I do want to come back to it now and continue this, right? But I don't Obviously when I was 18, I wasn't thinking about this. I mean, I just laughed and I thought, I like making fun of religion too. It's great. But watching it back now and watching it with purpose and trying to take notes and really pay attention to what it was saying or not saying, right? But I don't think this movie is actually that critical of God or religion. I think it's actually much more open to the idea. I think again, this is my take, right? I'm not saying they wrote it down anywhere. My take is that this movie says, I'm not saying I agree with this either. I'm just saying this is what the movie I think says, right? But it's more up to the idea that having faith is good. It's when people take these ideas and they manipulate them and do bad things that religion becomes bad. That's my take. I really don't even watching it now. I was surprised by it. I'm like, this movie it makes jokes, but it truly isn't. To me, it doesn't seem to come across as
The,
mocking religion, what I
yes,
thought it did.
the idea of a faith, the idea of a belief, good, but it gets perverted in the
Correct.
hands of, and I'll use the, well, actually it kind of works too. It gets perverted in the hands of men.
Yes. Yeah. Well, people. I'll say people, but yes,
I'll
people
stick with men because those are
predominantly.
generally
But
the ones are
yes,
doing the perverting of the words. Um,
I not to get philosophical, but I generally think there are good people and there are bad people. But yes. Anyway, that's a
I
whole other
mean, listen,
conversation.
okay, I'm not going to go into it.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So, but yes, I mean that my general point though is not that. My general point is that when I was 18, and again, there was a big gap between when I watched it then and back now. But I was really surprised by the thought that this movie really isn't. It makes jokes, but it's not like at the end of the day, it doesn't really. It's
It's
not
not
saying like
mean-spirited.
yeah, but it doesn't. It doesn't try to present a final idea of if you're religious, you're an idiot, you're a fool. Why would you
No,
do that? Right? It really says if you
no.
do that, good for you. If it works for you, just do it in an honest way. That's my take. So
Be open-minded.
yes, yes,
Have belief,
yes.
right? Beliefs can change.
Which I think is the general idea. But
Yeah.
again, not to get, I don't want to get into that that kind of
I mean,
conversation. But let's wrap it up here.
almost have to with this book, but yes, we could
Yeah, well, yeah, but we could do another 40 minutes, and I don't want to
wrap
do.
it up.
Wrap it up. Supposedly Kevin Smith has been talking about a sequel for about 20 years.
Yeah, I've heard
And in
about that.
December 2025, well, he said, well, not replaced, but supposedly Helen Mirren, Dame Helen Mirren, would replace Alan Rickman. But I'll just throw this question out to you, and it's again, I know you get flustered. It's not a
Okay.
trick question; it's
All
just an
right.
opinion.
All right. Let me
Would
stretch.
you want to see a sequel, or would you? Is this one of those movies where you say just leave it alone?
No. I mean, while I have not watched a lot of his later films,
Or his
um,
sequels too. He's done a lot of sequels.
I mean, I've watched Clerks 2 and Clerks 3, and Clerks 3 was pretty fucking poignant way to wrap up those three movies, I will say. Um, and Brian O'Halloran, who uh, it's, Dante Hicks, I think he
Another good Irish
fucking
boy.
fantastic job in those movies. But would I watch it? Yeah, I think if as long as it's written, I mean, as long as Kevin Smith is the one writing it, directing it, you know,
Yeah,
I don't think it's a Dogma 2, the quest for more money, as it were. So
Electric Boogaloo.
I think
I mean, I would
if he's
watch it.
gonna write it, he's gonna do it because he thinks that there's something to say.
Yeah, yeah. I would. I wonder if he can. Well, I guess now he can. Now that he has the rights back to the movie, maybe it's
Kevin, if you want to join in two Jersey guys who have like 40 listeners, maybe come, come,
please,
come
please.
join us.
We're up to like just on Spotify, like 500 listens. So
Yes.
don't sneeze at that. People are like, I got that in an hour. Um, all right, let's wrap up here because I know we went a little bit over. Before we wrap up, do you have a favorite? Well, I'm sure you do. What are your favorite? Give me a favorite scene, a favorite line from the movie, and in addition to the 20 ones that we've already quoted.
Um, Shoot, I really
It's not,
do like the conversations with Rufus and Bethany. I really at the time watching this movie, I think everyone in your late teens, early 20s goes through the is there something out there kind of
yeah.
conversation to
Yep,
themselves,
yep.
and the conversation about faith and belief, I think really was a touching and resonating scene. So I enjoyed that one.
I agree with.
Um, I love the same as you. Love the boardroom scene. Love the airport scene. It just has really good set pieces, really good dialogue. I even love the scene in the diner when Jay's trying to figure out whether or not he's going to be able to fuck her, and he's like, "Well, I'm going first. I don't like sloppy seconds. So
At the end, you said if we were
like
gonna
you said,
die,
we would have
you said,
sex.
yeah, the world's about to end. Let's go. Let's do it.
Suck a
Whatever he said.
duck. Um, which I still say to this day. But yeah, that's I pretty
I
much named almost every scene. So
I one
up
of
to you.
my there's so many, right? I mean, I could almost quote the majority of this movie. But one of my favorites I can't say in here, but another one of my favorites is the when they're at the gun store and there's the exchange, right? He says, he's like, all you did was light a couple fires, and he's like, any moron with a pack of matches can set a fire. Raining down sulfur is like an endurance trial. Mass genocide is the most exhausting activity one can engage in, next to soccer.
Yes, yes. I
The
love
beat,
that
the
line.
beat, the beat. There's a beat. It's the
Yes,
most right,
yes,
exhausting activity one can engage in. Beat after next to soccer. The beat.
yes.
I was like,
So
that's
good.
a
So
fucking
good.
classic line. Perfect delivery. I love
So
that bit.
good.
We call it the fecalator. When someone sees it, the person will shit themselves. The favorite scenes, Rufus's introduction. I love this was like peak Atlantis mania, or like right at the maybe a little bit later. But when Atlantis Morissette showing up at the end was perfect. I love how they
Yes.
didn't have her speak to.
And it's just a
Um,
handstand while they're just talking about like
yeah, up against the tree,
smelling
right?
flowers, doing a handstand, falling
Yeah.
back. She falls sideways. She doesn't even do a good dismount from the handstand. She falls over.
I wonder. It's funny you said because I did wonder when I saw it. I was like, did I wonder if that was in the script or if she just tried to do it, like do a
Tried to,
handstand, she just fell, and they're like, that's great,
I think they just like be whimsy and just
keep it in.
go, yeah, I
So
hope so.
wrap it up here. I'm gonna assume the answer is yes, but I'll just ask. I mean, was this movie better than you remember?
It,
Worse than you remember?
oh,
Does it hold up? How did you feel about
it is kind of funny. I feel like we watched a lot of the movies that we've watched and talked about hold up. And I think this one does because there's really nothing outside of the shit demon.
it?
There's
Yeah, yeah,
nothing
yeah.
you're not going to lose anything because technology and movie making has changed because it's not like it's filled with bad CGI or
No.
someone behind a green screen. I think the, the themes and really everything else, sadly, right down to the protesting outside of a women's clinic,
Yeah.
is still
Oh,
here
oh, look, it's
today
the
in
Pope. Oh, look, it's the
2026.
Pope. Hey.
Yeah. You tell him, Steve Dave. Um, yeah, so I mean, I think it holds up. It still left me watching it again, having forgotten parts of it, going thinking, right? So it's
Yeah,
still,
yeah, yeah.
I think it's still a pretty, still a pretty good movie.
I was worried, I'll be honest, going into the rewatch, because again, for people out there maybe who just joined this episode, we rewatch every movie that we talk about just to have make sure we have a fresh perspective on it. But going into it, I was worried. I was sincerely worried it was like, oh, this is gonna be humor that only a 17-year would laugh. Right? I didn't think I was
Yes,
gonna be. I
yeah,
was concerned it was
yeah.
gonna be very juvenile, and I wasn't gonna laugh at. It. And like, it's gonna ruin it for me and whatever. And again, not to beat this horse for the 15th time, the shit demon was that. That's what I thought the whole movie was gonna feel like for me. Luckily, that was the only scene that didn't hold up. But the rest of the movie, I was like, this holds up. The dialogue is still good. I was concerned, and I still enjoyed it. I had a great time. I laughed. I'm happy that I rewatched it. So.
Looks
I
like we
think.
run the gang now.
Oh, you're talking about the crew at
Yeah,
the. Yeah,
yeah, we're
yeah,
the
yeah,
head of the
yeah.
crew now.
All right. Anything else that you want to bring up? Because we've definitely gone over our normal time. Or anything else you want to bring up before we close
Just
it
that
out
I'm
here?
looking, just that I'm looking forward to being able to engage in this sinfully blissful process of turning on my central air conditioning. I'm just waiting for it to get warm enough to uh, to be able to enjoy that.
And remember, incognito.
Yeah, I'm a fucking demon.
I'm a fucking. Oh, oh, oh!
You
What
heard
was
it
that?
yourself. I'm a fucking demon.
When he looks over, he's got the putter. Oh, oh! What was that? Oh, I've just got something in my eye. Okay, I'm sorry. We'll just quote the movie for another 20 minutes. All right, we're gonna wrap it up here. I think that was more than enough for everybody out there. Thank you again, as always, to everybody who has continued to listen. If you are new, thank you to you for joining. Thank you for following. Please like, follow, and subscribe. Please add a
Please.
comment. We love the comments. I respond to every single one, literally,
And
that we get.
I'll talk to you. I got
Jordan
nothing
is
to do. I'll
still
just talk
doing
to you. I'm
social
lonely.
media. He's still doing
Yes.
our
I'm still
TikToks
on
and our threads
threads.
and
Yeah.
Grinder. Are we on
that's
Grindr, Tinder? No, I'm sorry, wrong. Hinge. I
I'm
forget.
I was well, there's only one. I would only be on Grindr if I was looking for a certain demographic, and I'm not talking about
We're
the
not gonna go right now. We're not.
LGBTQ
Please no.
community. I'm talking
Yeah,
about the other group.
yeah, yeah.
You set me up for it.
All right. I should just stop here before we go off the track. Yeah. Anyway, all kidding aside, Apple, we are on Apple, we are on Spotify, we are on YouTube, we are on TikTok, we are all over the place. We are not on LinkedIn, but please follow, like, and subscribe. We appreciate you all. And
I
yeah,
should
we'll
do a
see you guys all
LinkedIn.
next week.
I should do a LinkedIn and just be really, really serious business type.
Please do
Well,
a
see you
LinkedIn.
next week,
Please.
everybody.
Steve, do you want
Good
no good
journey.
journey this week? Good
Good
journey,
journey.
everybody. Bye, guys.
See you on LinkedIn. Bye.